Good morning, students. Today our topic is properties of determinants. Okay, the previous class we have seen how to evaluate, that is how to find the value of the determinant. Here today we are going to see the properties of determinants. So property 1, the determinant remains unaltered if its rows are changed into columns and columns into rows. See that the determinant remains unaltered. Unaltered means it will not change. Okay, so when it will not change, the rows are interchanged into columns and columns into rows. So in the determinant, if you change all the rows into columns or all the columns into rows, the value of the determinant will not be altered, will not be changed. It remains unaltered. So what it is, from this result, we will get determinant A is equal to determinant A transpose. What is the transpose of a matrix? We have to interchange rows and columns. If you change rows and columns in the determinant, the value will not be changed. Come to the property 2. If any two rows of a determinant are interchanged. Now we are going to take only two rows. That two rows has to be interchanged. What happened to the determinant? The determinant changes in sign, but the absolute value remains unaltered. The value will not be changed, but there is a change in the sign. Here in the bracket I have written columns. So whatever property is applicable for rows, it is also holds good for columns. Okay, so any two rows of a determinant are interchanged, then there is no change in the value, but there will be a change in the sign. Okay, for example, this determinant having the elements A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 and A3, B3, C3. So I have taken another determinant A1. What happened to A1? In the determinant A, I have interchanged R1 and R2. Okay, so in A1, the R2 will become as R1 and R1, that is R2 will be interchanged as R1. Okay, so here we can, from according to this property, we can write the value of the determinant A1 is equal to minus the value of the determinant A. The value will not be changed, but there is a change in the sign. When there is a change in the sign, if you interchange any two rows or any two columns, the value will not be changed, but there is a change in the sign. Okay, property 3. If there are n interchanges of rows, okay, that means n interchanges means if you interchange two rows first time, if you interchange two rows again two times. So there are n interchanges of rows of a matrix A, then the determinant of the resulting matrix is minus 1 the whole power n into determinant A. See that if you do one interchange in any two rows, there will be a change in the sign. If you made another interchange, so again you will get one minus. So minus into minus plus. If you do the third interchange of any two rows or any two columns, so again for 3 times you will get 3 minus. Okay, so the answer is minus. If you do the fourth interchange of any two rows, you will get plus. So we can use, if there are n interchanges of rows of a matrix, then the determinant of the resulting matrix is minus 1 the whole power n into determinant A. Value will not be changed, but there will be change in the sign. If n is equal to 1 means you will get minus. N is equal to 2, that is 2 interchanges if you made among rows, you will get minus 1 the whole square. So it is determinant A. If you made 5 interchanges among any two rows or any two columns, your answer will become minus 1 the whole power 5 into determinant A. So minus 1 whole power 5 is what? Minus. So minus into determinant A. If you made 8 interchanges among the rows, your answer is minus 1 the whole power 8. Minus 1 the whole power 8 is positive. So from that we can understood, if you make what is the number of interchanges are odd, that is 1 interchange, 3 interchange, 5 interchange, 7 interchange, number of interchanges among the rows are odd, you have to write minus. The number of interchanges are even, so the value will not be changed and the sign also positive. Okay, there is no change in the sign if the number of interchanges are even. Otherwise, you can use this formula. What is it? Minus 1 the whole power n into determinant E. And come to the property 4. If two rows of a matrix are identical, then its determinant value is 0. Okay, so two rows are identical. Identical means you will get the same value. The first row having the elements 1, 2, 3 means the third row also, if you have the same elements 1, 2, 3, then the determinant value is equal to 0. And come to the fifth property. If a row of a matrix A is a scalar multiple of other row of A. See that they have taken the, if it's so, then the determinant is 0. So for example, I'll take, you look at the R1, 1, 2, 3, R2 is 5, 10, 15 and R3 is 3, 3, 1. You look at the first row element and the second row element, all the element you consider. You see the second row is a scalar multiple of first row. What is the scalar? Here 5. So see that the first row, if you multiply with the scalar 5, you will get the second row. So a row of a matrix is a scalar multiple of other row. Then the determinant is 0. So according to the fourth property, if any two rows are identical means same elements if you are getting, the determinant is 0. The next one row is a scalar multiple of other row whose determinant value is 0. Here you see that 1, 2, 3, if you multiply the first row element by the scalar 5, so it is 5, 10, 15. That is the second row. Okay. So these two rows we can say they are proportional. So one row is a scalar multiple of other row. We can say those two are proportional. Here I have used already in property 4 identical. Identical means same elements has to come. If you have 1, 2, 3 in the first row, the second row also 1, 2, 3 if you have, the two R1 and R2 are identical. But here one row is a scalar multiple of other row means those two rows are proportional. So if the two rows are proportional, then the determinant value also 0. When two rows are identical, whose determinant value is 0. According to the fourth property, if any two rows are identical, the determinant value is 0. According to the fifth property, if any two rows are proportional, the determinant value is 0. And next one, property 6. You see that if each element in a row of a matrix is multiplied by a scalar k, then the determinant is multiplied by the same scalar k. You see that here each element in a row. So we are considering only one row. So in that row all the elements, that is each element, is multiplied by the scalar k. Then the determinant value is also multiplied by the same scalar k. You see that here I have taken the determinant A having the elements. Determinant means you have to write within the vertical lines. So A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. Here I have taken the another determinant A1. So look at this. In A1 what happened? The first row each and every element of the first row is multiplied by the scalar k, means the value of the determinant A1 can be written as k into determinant A. See, if one row is multiplied by the scalar k, means the determinant value also multiplied by the same scalar k. So we can take this k from the first row and you can find the value of the determinant. You see that A2 I have defined like this. So see that in A1 the first and the second row are multiplied by k. Then what is the value of the determinant A2? So according to this property, one row is multiplied by k, the determinant also multiplied by k. If here two rows are multiplied by each and every element of the first row as well as the second row is multiplied the same scalar, means for each row you have to take k out. So k into k squared into determinant A. And come to the A3. So determinant A3, in that all the three rows are multiplied by the same scalar k, means the determinant value of A3 is equal to k cube into determinant A, because for each row we should take k out. So for the first row k, for the second row k, for the third row k. So therefore the determinant value is multiplied by the constant k cube. Okay, so from this we can conclude, if A is a square matrix of order n, K is a square matrix of order n. So order n means what? It has n rows and n columns. So the determinant Ka can be written as k power n into determinant A. See now here, so in this determinant, this is a 3 by 3 determinant. It has 3 rows and 3 columns. But in the first row and the second row, only 2 rows are multiplied by the constant k. So whose value is multiplied by k square. So here in the A3 also 3 rows and 3 columns, order 3. So here all the rows are multiplied by k. So therefore the value of the determinant is equal to k cube into determinant A. In the same way, A is a square matrix of order n. N means it has n rows and n column. Okay, so what is Ka? Ka means what? All the elements of the matrix has to be multiplied by k. So you have to find the determinant. So determinant Ka is equal to, determinant means for each row you have to take k out. So it is how many rows you will have? N rows. So therefore your answer is k power n into determinant A. And the second property, if A is a square matrix of order n, we can write determinant AB is equal to determinant A into determinant B. Okay, if AB is equal to 0, so the product of two matrices is a 0 matrix, means then either the first determinant value of A is equal to 0 or otherwise the determinant B is equal to 0. And the next property holds if A is a square matrix of order n. So determinant A power n is equal to determinant A the whole power n. You see the next one. If all the entries of a row or a column are 0, all the entries of a row, so you will consider only one row, in that all the entries are 0, the value of the determinant is 0. Okay, and the next one, the determinant of a triangular matrix is obtained by the product of the principal diagonal elements. Okay, if you have a triangular matrix means what? It is either upper triangular or a lower triangular matrix. If you have, so for the triangular matrix, if you want to find the determinant value, just you multiply the product of the principal diagonal elements. Okay, you see that here, for example, first example, I have taken a upper triangular matrix. So usually how to find the value? We will expand by R1. So while I am expanding by R1, So according to the Laplace expansion, first element you have to write and delete the first row on the first column. So you will get a 2 by 2 determinant. So you have to find the value. 2 3s are 6. In between you have to write minus. Then you have to multiply the subdiagonal elements, that is 0. So when you go to the second element, you have to change the sign. Plus 1 into, delete the first row on the second column. So 0 into 3 is 0, minus 0 into 2 is 0. Plus the third element, plus 5 into, delete the first row on the third column. 0 into 0, 0, minus 2 into 0 is 0. So the answer is 6. So using Laplace expansion, I have found the value. So for this is a triangular matrix. What triangular matrix? Upper triangular matrix. So for the triangular matrix, if you want to find the determinant value, according to here, you have to take the product of the principal diagonal elements. You need not go for this expansion. What is the principal diagonal? 1 into 2 into 3. What is the answer? 6. Here also you will have 6. So here I have considered the lower triangular matrix. So as usual, using Laplace expansion, that is expanding by R1, I'll get the answer as minus 10. So here if you multiply the principal diagonal elements, 2 into minus 1 into 5, that is equal to minus 10. So for the triangular matrix, if you want to find the determinant value, you need not expand by R1, just to multiply the principal diagonal elements, you will get the answer. So next we are moving to the property 7. If each element of a row of a determinant is expressed as the sum of 2 or more terms, then the whole determinant is expressed as the sum of 2 or more determinants. You see that in the determinant, we'll consider the first column. So in the first column is written as the sum of 2 terms. So we can write as the sum of 2 determinants, having the first determinant having a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3, plus in the second determinant first column is m1, m2, m3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. That means if each element of a row or column is expressed as the sum of 2 terms, we can express the whole determinant as the sum of 2 determinants. Okay, so property 8. If to each element of any row of a determinant, the equi-multiples of the corresponding entries of one or more rows are added or subtracted, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. This is the important property. You see that each element of any one row. So see, for example, here I have considered the determinant A, having the entries A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. So I'll consider each element of R1, that is A1, B1, C1. Okay, it is to each element of any row, the equi-multiples of the corresponding entries of one or more rows. Okay, so see that here in the second row and the third row, I am going to multiply with the scalar p and q. So how the second row will come? PA2, PB2, PC2. So, and the same way, the elements of R3 can be multiplied by some scalar q, that is QA3, QB3, QC3. And the corresponding entries has to be added. So, the first row elements is added with the second row and the third row corresponding entries. So before adding, we can multiply some scalar to the second row or third row. That property, if it's so, we can add 2 or 3 rows, we can subtract 2 or 3 rows, or before adding or subtracting, you can multiply that row by the scalar. So if you multiply, if you add, the value of the determinant is not changed. You see that if to each element of any row of a determinant, the equi-multiples of the corresponding entries of one or more rows are added or subtracted, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. You see now here, what I did, I am going to make change in R1. This R1 I am going to make a change. So this R1, how it is has to be changed? R1 is added with PR2 plus QR3. Okay, that means what I am going to do? This R1 element has to be added with PR2 plus QR3. That means the R2 elements has to be multiplied with P and R3 elements are multiplied with Q, and the corresponding entries has to be added with R1. So that resultant has to be written in R1. So R1, the element is A1. Now it has changed as A1 plus PA2 plus QA3. See, A1 is the first row first element. So it has to be added and multiplied with the corresponding entries. That means second row first element. The first row first element has to be added with the first element of second row. And it has to be added with the, what is it? First element of third row. So first element means it has to be added and multiplied with the corresponding entries. So A1 plus PA2 plus QA3. In the same way, B1 plus PB2 plus QB3 and C1 plus PC2 plus QC3. Okay, so the remaining rows has to be written as it is. You see, according to the previous property, each element of a row is expressed as the sum of two or more terms. We can write the determinant also is written as the sum of two or more determinants. Here you see R1 elements are expressed as a sum of three terms. So here I have written three determinants according to the previous property. Okay, the remaining second row and third row is not changed in the three determinants. Only the first row elements has changed. You see now, first determinant A1, B1, C1. In the second determinant you are having PA2, PB2, PC2. In the third determinant, the first row is QA3, QB3 and QC3. So this is nothing but the value of the determinant A. So you see that here the first row, each and every element of the first row is multiplied by P. That means that P can be written out. So the determinant value of the determinant is also multiplied by P. So that's why the P can be taken out. The remaining determinant value is written. And plus, here in the same way, here the first row is multiplied by Q. So Q is taken out and the remaining determinant is written. Okay, you see that here P, what is it? R1 and R2 are identical. Identical means any two rows or any two columns are identical. The value of the determinant is 0. So this also 0. Here also the same way. R1 and R3 are identical. So the value of the determinant is 0. See that identical means the elements should be same. But here we can say they are proportional because this is a scalar multiple of this row. And here is a scalar multiple of this row. So therefore they are proportional. So the value of the determinant is equal to 0. Here also you will get the final answer is the value of the determinant. So if to each element of any one row, the equi-multiples of the corresponding entries of one or more rows are added and subtracted, the value of the determinant is not altered. Okay, you see that exercise 7.2 15th one, without expanding evaluate the following determinants. So without expanding means you need not expand by R1 or any row or any column. You should not use Laplace expansion, but you have to find the value of the determinant means you have to use the properties of the determinant. Okay, I'll take this determinant. See the third row. So third row is multiplied by the scalar 3x. Yes or no? So in all the elements, which is common, 3x is common. So if you take 3x out, so the remaining value is what? The first row 2, 3, 4. The second row 5, 6, 8. You see, if you take 3x out from these elements, you will get here 2, 3, 4. How they are? R1 and R3 are identical. Identical means you can use this symbol. So if any two rows are identical, the value of the determinant is 0. So 3x into 0 is equal to 0. See that according to the property 5. See, if a row of a matrix is a scalar multiple of another row of A, then the determinant is 0, I have said. Okay, and next property 6, each element in a row is multiplied by the scalar k. The determinant is also multiplied by the same scalar k. So using this property only, so here we have taken 3x's out, because the value of the determinant is also multiplied by 3x. So in that, each and every element of this row is multiplied by 3x. So 3x common irundadanaala 3x is taken out. So here you will get 2, 3, 4. So the first row and the third row are identical. So any two rows are identical. The value of the determinant is equal to 0. And come to the second subdivision of the 15th problem. Here you are having x plus y, y plus z, z plus x. Here a z, x, y, and 1, 1, 1. Here I am going to use the last property. That means the R1, any two rows can be added or subtracted, or we can multiply by scalar, then you can add. The value of the determinant remains same. It will not be changed. So using that property, I am going to add R1 and R2. If I add, you see that here x, y is there, which is missing, z. Z is in the second row first element. So when you add these two, you will get the term x plus y plus z. In the same way, here y and z is there, x is missing. So x is in the second element of second row. So you can add. So here R1 implies R1 plus R2 means the corresponding entries of R1 and R2 is added. That has to be written in R1. So the R1 elements are going to be changed by R1 plus R2. So x plus y plus z, here y plus z plus x, and here z plus x plus y. So in all the terms you will have x plus y plus z. In the first row, see here the first row, all the elements are x plus y plus z. So it can be taken out. So the remaining will be 1, 1, 1. Z, x, y. Here also 1, 1, 1. You look at the first row and the third row. How they are? They are identical. If any two rows are identical, the value of the determinant is 0. So therefore x plus y plus z into 0, that is equal to 0. And coming to the 17th one. If A and B are square matrix of order 3 such that determinant A is equal to -1 and determinant B is equal to 3, find the value of determinant 3AB. Okay, you see that. You will consider determinant 3AB. So A and B are square matrix of order 3. So AB is the product. Okay, whose order also 3. So AB has 3 rows and 3 columns. So that AB matrix is multiplied by 3. That means all the elements of AB having the is multiplied by 3. Okay, so according to this property, if A is a square matrix of order n, the determinant Ka is equal to k power n into determinant A. Okay, so here AB is a square matrix of order 3. Okay, A and B are square matrix of order 3 means AB is also a square matrix of order 3. So here your constant K is what here? It is 3. Okay, this AB has how many rows? It has 3 rows and 3 columns. So therefore, from each row you have to take this 3 out. By here you will have 3 cube. So according to this property, it is K power n. N means what? What order? Here the order is 3. So therefore 3 cube into determinant AB. So you know that determinant AB is what? Determinant AB is equal to determinant A into determinant B. So it can be written as 3 cube is 27 into determinant A into determinant B. So determinant A is equal to -1 and determinant B is equal to 3. So when you multiply, your answer is 81. Thank you, students.